Hi there guys, I am Dr. Shinklestein, aka Fast2Fix World, and today we are in the Uncut Kitchen. So this is Uncut Kitchen UK, and we're going to be doing a cook along sort of thing of my version of a pasta bake. The good things about these are that you can follow along if you want to, or you can do it your own way. But before we dive in, let's do the usual, where our videos are never sponsored by anybody. They never have, they never will. If we review a product, again, they're not normally given to us. We normally buy them, but I am now a part of Amazon Vine, so we will be doing an unboxing video of one of the products I got for free through Amazon Vine later on. But for the meantime, they're the only products that we get for free, so no other companies offer us products for free or anything like other people get. And obviously our videos are never edited. They're always posted how they are recorded, so they're completely unedited, and we don't do it for monetary gain like some people do. We just do it for a bit of fun and a bit of enjoyment. So without further ado, let's begin. So as you can see, I've got the pots already set up, and as we go through, we've got our ingredients here. We've got, obviously, with a pasta bake, you normally cook it, obviously, chicken pasta bake, tuna pasta bake. You can use literally anything, but we're going to use mincemeat, and you could use beef mince, pork mince, lamb mince, turkey mince, chicken mince, or in this instance, beef and pork mince. We've got our penny pasta, our tomato and bacon pasta bake sauce. Then we've got some mushrooms, sliced mushrooms that will make it even easier. Smaller, we've got our carrots. We've already got some diced onions, so doing it, and we've got some peppers. They're all fresh ingredients, and as I always say, always fresh, never frozen if you can. But we're not professional chefs, so it won't be cooked the professional way, it won't be chopped up the professional way, and if you want to use frozen ingredients, go ahead, really, doesn't matter. So to make this a bit easier and quicker, we'll use our vegetable slicer. As you can see, never used it before. This is a new product as well, also got from Amazon Vine, and it's by Marto, so it's a Marto vegetable slicer. It's 16 in 1. So it comes with this little colander. You get this to put your blades in. You've got a lemon juicer, potato peeler, you've got these blades, you've got all these different ones, and you've got one I've already got in it already, which is like this but makes it smaller. And you can get them from other brands as well, but it's the first time I've ever started using it. I just had a little go and it seems to be okay and quite good. So let's carry on doing it. So that all you do is you lift it up. You put your items here, so like the carrots. I don't know if it should do, I'm not quite sure though. And then you just have a good, which it doesn't want to go down now. It's typical. This happened a minute ago, so there we go. Now it's all gone through, so because it's new, it's trial and error really. You do also get a hand guard with it, but I can't figure out how to use that. But obviously these can be dangerous, so just have to be careful how you don't slice your hand off. So we'll put just 2 carrots in, see if it goes, and that's gone straight through. Then we'll get another 2. So it's pretty straightforward really. You just have to hit it. I think I know what the issue is. It keeps lifting up on the edges, so it's not going through as a result. So you might have to hold it down. Like, you might have to hold it down here with one hand, and as you push with the other, and it seems to go work easier that way. Let's hold it. Through it goes, and so on. Hoping the mushrooms will be easier. See how much carrot we got? Another couple, and it should be fine. So that's the carrot done. Let's pop the carrot back away. Done. So these mushrooms are already sliced, but still too big. Let's pop them on the slicer. Yeah, there's only room for 2, so. They're a little bit stuck through the other side, so you get a little knife and you just push it through. And then we go. Again, that's too big, so we're only going to get that and that in there. And then pop it through, pop it through. Yeah, as suspected, the mushrooms do get a little bit stuck. If you carry on putting your mushroom through, it does push through. And we've just got some to get some else. So guys, that was some post, sorry about that, that was some post through the door. So some more mushrooms in, and then push through. So getting a little bit smaller in size now, the mushrooms, you can get a little bit more on. There's that one, there's that one, there's that. through. So this seems pretty easy to use, but some of the items like the carrots can be a bit more difficult. So we get some more, as you can see, pop it in. As you can see here, you can't get much. Let's turn the camera around a bit more. Much on it, but it's just a simple push through. As I say, they do get stuck. So with the mushrooms, do any because they're quite light and feathery. So. It's just a case of popping them on, coming to the end of the mushrooms, and then we'll try the peppers. So that will do it for the mushrooms. But of course, in the top, blade here in the top, they do get sort of stuck in the stuff as well, so it's just a little of course I'm going to try and get them out. Just by simply scraping it, getting a knife, giving it a little whack. Some of it's come out. Some of it hasn't, but it's a bit. Mushrooms might not be such a good idea to use in this. But it is. Okay, so that's probably not going to come out, so we'll just give it a quick wash through to try and get the stuff out. And we're still stuck. Right, so after a bit of perseverance, we are basically off. So now we've got the issue of getting this back on. So what I'll tend to do is take the lid off. There we go, it's back on. I had it on the wrong, tried to put it on the wrong way. So, it definitely takes longer to do the vegetables like this than chopping, but you don't know until you try these things out. So now we get the peppers, we just chop it down like so, chop it down like so, and then I'll take the little bits out of the middle. pepper can go on. I'd imagine the pepper would be quite easy. And I obviously take the seeds out as well. Now let's find out how a pepper goes. Yeah, a little bit stuck there, but blade will push it through when you do the next one. So, and it's not stuck in the top blade, which is good. So you can see, there's obviously no pepper seeds left in that one. And that's what you need to remove. You need to remove the little cores. With the seeds in, there's none on that one. So let's try this then. Let's see if we pop it through, if it's cut. No, something isn't quite right. So, just going to pop this through like so, and pop them out. Something isn't quite right. As we may have had a little issue with the vegetable slicer. Hopefully it's a bit better now. So as we say, we just remove the core with the seeds in it. So I've discovered that the peppers are a bit of an issue. So we'll cut them the old-fashioned way. And then we'll just chop them in the vegetable slicer inside a little bit. So the principle's still the same. You still cut, but we're just going to slice them instead. So when you cut them, you don't want to make them too large. You can cut them in strips, but I prefer to cut them with seeds in the way. Get off my hand, there we go. I prefer to cut them, just chop them up into a few little squarey bits. It's a little something like that. This one's proven particularly be a bit of a pain to get the seeds out, but we've got it out. Let's move all them seeds out of the way. And then we just slice. Slice, and then we chop, 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 and chop. One more pepper should do it, and we'll take that yellow one. Then we've got a red, we've got a yellow, we've got some orange. There was no green peppers in this pack. These are sweet mini peppers, and they're quite nice. Sometimes you'll get yellow, orange and green and no red and so on, or orange, green and red and no yellow. You might get no yellow, you might get no red. But this pack, there were just no, there's a couple of red, there's more orange than anything, and there's a couple of yellows, peppers. But when it comes to peppers like this, it doesn't matter what colour it is. Especially as they don't taste any different. So just 1/2 to go. So with peppers, when you slice them down like that, you're not going to put them in slices, you're going to chop them up in little squares. Like I have done. Slice it down the middle. So you obviously got the half. Once you take all the stuff out of it, slice it down the middle again. And then the two halves you've got to slice that down the middle, so you've got like 4 slices. Right. That is all done, so we'll just pop all of this in the bin. Like so. Plonk that back. And guys, so that is now all chopped and ready to go. Just put the peppers away. Oh no, maybe not. Missed off a few peppers. Well, not a few peppers, just a tiny one that I didn't cut. It is cut now. So we just put these other peppers away. And we'll bring the camera closer so you can see what we are in fact doing. Okay, so you can see what I'm doing in the sauce, that saucepan. So in one saucepan we just put our penny pasta in. We fill it up with water. Like so. Just empty this bowl of water. Like that. So there's several ways to cook this. I can't find the salt, it's typical. So we put some salt into the pasta. We'll turn the cooker on. So that will be for the pasta. There we put that on there. So, what I next like to do is to turn the pan on. Let's obviously turn the cooker hood on. I then like to use a knob of butter. Like so. are going to be flavouring it with lots of different types of things as well. You might not like to eat. But the best thing about cooking things like spaghetti bolognese, lasagnas, cottage pies, shepherd's pies, chilies, pasta bakes, you can put what ingredients you like in them. So if you like to put in peppers, you put peppers in. If you don't like carrots, you don't put them in. And so on and so forth. If you don't like onions, don't pop it in. So that's bubbling away, the butter, as you can see. Got some nice butter in there. What I then tend to do is move it off the heat. Open the meat. Where today I'm using pork and beef mince. It starts to sizzle straight away because of the butter. I then pop it on, I then break it up and just let it start cooking for now. Because obviously the meat will break up more the more it cooks. There we go, so let's start cooking for a moment. Yep. Now obviously you start turning it. Obviously it's nowhere near fully cooked yet. So it is starting to break up a bit more, which is basically what you want. Perfect. So now while it's still cooking, we go and add our mix of peppers, mushrooms, carrot. Right. So, don't forget to add the onions as well. Obviously that'll be cooking, starting to cook, so we give that a good mix. Now obviously the meat is not fully cooked yet, but it will still cook. but it just gives a chance for the carrots and that to go nice and soft and things. So now we add 2 more ingredients, and these are frozen. So we add a few peas. Like so. And then finally we add some sweet corn. Again, doesn't matter if that's tinned or not, but I had some frozen sweet corn, like frozen peas, that's fine to add. Just wet them back in the freezer. If you wanted to use tin peas, for instance, you could. If you had some fresh peas, you could. Again, use it. Had some fresh sweet corn, you could, or some fresh tin sweet corn, so it doesn't matter. But if you wanted to use all frozen ingredients, it is fine too. But frozen is fresh is better than frozen. Hence why I was fresh, never frozen. But it is more expensive to buy fresh. Even if you use meat that was frozen, it would be okay. So obviously you don't forget about the penne pasta. Give that a stir just so that it doesn't stick to the pan. Now we're going to add some salt. And of course pepper. Give that a good mix and stir in, because we have got a few more ingredients to use in a moment. You can see the meat is still cooking, it's going in nicely. Got to turn the heat down of the penne pasta because it's starting to boil over, which doesn't normally, but it is today. You have to just keep an eye on that until the heat goes down and it doesn't start boiling up and over. Next ingredient we are going to use is light soy sauce. Now again, you don't have to add this if you don't want to. If you like soy sauce but you prefer to use dark soy sauce, again that's fine. So that's the soy sauce added. Next one is paprika. Just gives it a nice little flavour. Oops. I like to use the other side of the paprika that it doesn't let a lot out of, rather than a lot that is side that it lets a hell of a lot out, because you might put too much in. So you just give that a stir in for a moment before we add the rest. Now of course if you don't like soy sauce or what's the name of it, or paprika, don't use it, but you'll find that most Chinese takeaways put soy sauce in their food and probably don't even taste it. So if you get the yang chow mein and yang chow fried rice, it's basically the same as a special chow mein and special fried rice. The only difference with it is they put that in a little bit of dark soy sauce. Yeah. You don't really notice it, it just makes it go a little bit dark green colour, that's all. So the next one is, again if you don't like it, don't add it, but ground ginger, it actually tastes quite nice, so that's in. Now, this isn't just going to be made just for me, and I would add in some either crushed garlic or garlic granules, but one of the people that's eating it, going to be eating it, does not eat garlic, so it doesn't go in. If he wasn't eating it, yes, we would add garlic or crushed garlic or garlic granules, but as you don't eat it, we're not going to add it. But again, if you like garlic, add it. Doesn't matter if it's crushed or garlic granules. If you don't like it, it's not essential, so you don't add it. So that's going nicely. We do have 2 more ingredients there. So it's 3 ingredients, I got it wrong. That's why videos are only particularly makes sense. So we're going to add one now, and that is a teaspoon of whole grain mustard. Okay. It adds a nice little bit of flavour. So let's mix the mustard in. Now obviously if you do decide you're going to make this and follow the way that I'm doing it, and you're from the UK and you think, well, I can't really afford to buy it from Morrison's or Sainsbury's, certainly not Marks and Spencer's or Waitrose, you know, Asda or Tesco's that are pushed, but I prefer to get my ingredients from Aldi or Lidl because it's much cheaper. That's fine. Obviously, go ahead and buy it where you like. All these ingredients that I've got here came from Aldi anyway. Yeah. So just going to put a bit more. Didn't think there was quite enough there, and there wasn't. But the pesto's going nicely. Let's get one out and try it. Not quite quick, it's about 95% away. When the pasta is cooked, what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it right out. So the heat's on number 1, as it's a pasta bake. We'll be mixing it in with this mix anyways. So we can turn the heat off when it's cooked on that one, so it doesn't matter. So the next ingredient is Worcester sauce, or Worcestershire sauce if you prefer to call it its full name. Again, a lot of people don't like it, so you don't have to stick it in, but it does give it a nice flavour if you do add it. And if you do like it, I certainly recommend it. I use it in all of it. I use it in lasagnas, spaghetti bolognese, chilies, pasta bakes, even my spaghetti bolognese pizza bake. I sometimes add it to that as well. So we can give that a good mix in. So this is getting on, this is nearly done. But the pasta isn't, so and all we're going to be doing with the pasta really is mixing it in. But normally you add the sauce first, this time we're going to add the pasta first before we add the sauce, so the pasta gets the sauce in it and cooked it. So then the other ingredient is parsley. Again, you don't have to use it, but it just adds something a little nice, a nice little touch inside the food when it's cooking. I use it on, again, in all sorts of things like honey and mustard chicken, the Dr Pepper chicken that I cooked the other day. I even put some on chips when I cook them in the air fryer, the lasagnas, everything. Spaghetti bolognese, I cook it in absolutely everything. So now we turn the heat down on that. So, and then we'll just do a small little taste test. Not much, you only need a small little bit like that. No. So exactly what you need, then good flavouring. So let's move the foam and stand back now. And finish off is me by, and then you can see everything that I'm doing from there. Give it a nice little stir, turn it down a bit more. Yeah, so it's getting there now. It's virtually done. The meat in that is as good as done. Let's get a piece of carrot out. That's how you tell. Well, the carrot is not fully 100% soft. Definitely better than completely hard frozen. Not all hard that I put raw carrot. But it's out when it is really crunchy. But yeah. A little bit of crunch to it, and I do prefer it completely soft. But it's still fine, like it is. completely softened now. A lot of people say it's overdone, and it might well be. But it's just how I like it. Everyone's different, you know. Especially with cooking steaks. A lot of people have it rare, blood rare. A lot of people have it rare. A lot of people have it medium rare, medium or medium well. Medium well done, or even well done. But I am certainly one of those people with steaks that like mine well done. Absolutely definitely done now. A lot of people say when you have steak well cooked well done that it's overcooked, so we all like different, but it's not. It's just how a lot of people prefer it. But you know, that's why there's so many different foods out there. Everyone likes different. It's like so many cars. It'd be pretty sad were if we all like the same. That bit is as good as cooked now. So let's do the pasta. Put it through the olive. Just letting it drain out at the moment. In we go, guys. I like to do it slowly so it doesn't go everywhere. This is where we have the fun bit. Of mixing it all in. Because there's a lot in here. So what I'm going to do because that's quite a lot in there. tip some of it back. If you can, you lift some of it out. Into your pasta saucepan that you had. Let's just turn the heat off a moment. Soon turn it back on. Like so. And then you can mix it in a bit. So with some of it is spilled. Making the cooker a bit of a mess. Definitely something I try to avoid. I always do, but it can't be helped sometimes. You just try and give it a little bit of a wipe down. Make it look a little bit tidier and a little better, like so. Now, because we split it, we've got to split the sauce. We always have trouble opening the sauces. Yeah, so now it's all split and ready to go in the pans that we've just done. If you find I have trouble opening them up, patting tins up and jars up, so I use this jar opener and it's just a little pop. Now, when you do things like this, and if you find it's too much in that sauce, just split it. So you tip some in one saucepan, some in another, and then this is the fun bit. Because you split it, you've got to try and make sure you've got everything all mixed in. So it can be a bit more difficult than, it is more difficult than normal. But you just keep mixing and eventually everything gets covered. Like so. So that one is all mixed in. Now you have to mix in the other side. That's the good thing about when you cook the pasta, you'll have the pasta saucepan that you can also use to mix together some stuff. If it's too much in one saucepan, split it so it's into two. And then you just split the sauce into the little bit of sauce left that people say is empty when you empty the jar, but it's not. So you fill it up with a bit of water. You don't want much, just about that. A lot of people don't do this, but we do. Do the lid up, give it a good shake. Then you've got a bit more sauce you can use. You can tip it. It might look a bit runny, but once it's mixed in, it's not. Go. So then you carry on mixing. for that one. It certainly isn't runny once it's all mixed in. Now the jar is empty. Right, so now what we do is because I turn the hobs off instead of turning it down to number 1, it's showing H for hot. So obviously it's not going to turn on. So mind you, it had turned off, so you just turn it back on and then you can use the same hots that you used earlier. And you don't need this to do this for long, it's just a simple mix the sauce in. Once it's mixed in, it's ready to go. Will be all cooked. It's the dish in that time, and again, being a professional chef, we just dish things up. It might not look the most appetising on the plate, but we still do our best to try and dish it the best we can. We're not going to dish it up like professionals do. Of course, we just have to keep on just stir it around the saucepan so all it will, as usual, so all the sauce gets mixed in and nothing sticks, which it hasn't. So that's both stirred. I'm going to give it a bit more time because it's not quite done yet, but it is almost there. Which obviously is a good thing that it's nearly cooked. And once it's dished up, the usual washing up to do, which will be done after the meal has been made. But we hope that you do like this video and you do follow along how we've done. Because obviously you can make pasta bake in a few different ways, but this is my take on it. Might not be done the traditional, conventional way, but it still tastes the same, doesn't taste any different. Purely use little thin chicken breast pieces, minutely chopped up and done chicken pasta, but still look the same. If you'd have done a tuna one, I'll still cook it the same. So. There are many different pasta bake sauces you can get. So I used Aldi's tomato and bacon pasta bake sauce, and it smells of bacon, it tastes of bacon.
So really, you can
can be boring, as people say, but it can be enjoyable. It just depends in what you cook. You can be creative with what you cook. So you can cook things that don't really go together. You know, you could put, I don't know, pasta and sauce with egg, sausage and bacon. That obviously doesn't really go together, but you can cook it. You can cook things and put meals together how you do. And I do like to cook a lot of weird things sometimes, and cook a lot of things that people would never have even thought of, like the chicken. Like I've done chicken lasagnas, which you can get. I've done chicken and broccoli pies, which is pretty easy to do. You just cook the chicken, cook the broccoli, bit of onion, bit of mushroom, cook it in white sauce, put some mashed potato on the top, pop it in the oven. You know. But the main ingredient is chicken and broccoli, so yeah, it's just about done now. So now we can turn the hob off and we can dish up. Let's turn the camera around. So first of all, I'm just going to put some in the bowl. You know, one day I am going to make my spaghetti bolognese pizza bake again. And show you how I make that and things, because it is a bit unusual. But there are lots of people that cook spaghetti bolognese that don't exactly cook it the right way. And if they do cook it this other way, it is fine. But it just doesn't look as nice. It just looks extremely messy and horrible and looks like no effort's gone into it. But, you know, and people say that's, and they all say that's the traditional way of cooking spaghetti bolognese, but it's not. But again, you don't have to cook it the traditional way. You cook it the way that you want it. That's the beauty of things like that. You can cook chili in a non-traditional way, all sorts. And one day, this might sound disgusting, but I am going to make a chicken and broccoli lasagna. Sorry for being in the way of the camera there, guys. So, yeah, but, you know, I'd love to make something like that to be a bit different. And just to see what it tastes like, because obviously I've had chicken lasagna, it's fine. Now I would cook it in the white sauce as normal, and then I'll put it in layered the red lasagna sauce, or the sheets, the white lasagna sauce, butter it, and so on. second layer and possibly make a third layer. Now, that is something obviously I have never made before. So it's definitely interesting to me to give it a try. Again, for that you don't need much ingredients. All you need is chicken and chicken breast pieces, which I already have that are frozen. Again, it's fine. So it's just a matter of thawing it out, for cooking it, chopping it up, putting it back. Cooking the lasagna, chopping it up, obviously. Cooking a little bit of onion. And yeah. You know, with your chicken, broccoli, and onion, then you cook that. You'll say in the white sauce. And then make the bolognese. Not bolognese, sorry. And that gives me an idea as well. But cooking it in, making it, putting the shit on and cooking it in the oven. Right. There we go, guys. That is the chicken, that is the pasta bake made. So then guys, that is obviously it all cooked and done and the finished result. So in a way it looks a bit of a mess. But pasta bake always makes a bit of a mess. Now, I nearly added some cheese on it and then popped them in dishes and popped them in the oven, but the people it's for doesn't mind cheese, but they prefer to not have cheese on a pasta bake, so hence why it's not on there. But you could use some grated mozzarella on there, or grated mozzarella and cheddar on there. But that is follow along of the pasta bake, made slightly differently to others. And we are all totally finished. So we hope to obviously be back in the Uncut Kitchen UK here soon. So please like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment in the comment section. I will always respond to every comment that's made. You can even maybe even make it and leave a comment of how you got on making it, how easy you found it, because it's quite an easy recipe to cook, and if you like the end result. But apart from that, as I say, I've been Dr. Shinklestein, aka Fuss2FXY. This has been the Uncut Kitchen UK, and we'll catch you guys in the next video. Bye for now.